on. Okay, perfect. All righty. Okay. Now, if we could just move on here. There we go. Okay. So as always, I want to go over, you know what? Sorry, real quick here. Could everyone put their mics on mute? Thank you. Wonderful. If you do have a question, we can do questions at the end, so take notes if you need to. Okay, so as always, I want to go over an agenda, kind of go through what we're going to talk about, try to make sense of this all and take it step by step. So first of all, we're going to be talking about why do we hold challenge groups? What's the point? Where is it going to get us in this business? Excuse me. And then we'll go into some pre-inviting tips. And then if you already don't have enough steps, we'll go into the 5-step inviting process. And then, of course, the meat and potatoes of it all, how to run an interactive and successful challenge group. Okay, so why do we do challenge groups? Well, obviously most of us got into the business to help people, to be able to help people lead a healthier and happier life. And challenge group is our platform to do so. That's how we introduce people to our products. That's how we create exposure for ourselves as coaches. And it's the cornerstone of our business. Obviously, what a lot of people have problems with, and this is what I hear probably 95% of the time, well, maybe 90%, because a lot of the second thing I hear is nutrition, but a lot of people don't have the support and accountability. You could buy every possible program and product out there, but if you don't have anyone to hold you accountable and support you, then it's probably going to sit on your shelf and collect dust. So that's what we're here for as coaches. Checking in every day with people, making sure that they have the answers that they need, pushing them, letting them know that you believe in them. And that's a huge element of our challenge groups. A lot of you have been through a journey of your own. Some coaches came on not really going through a dramatic transformation, and that's okay. But at one point or another, you've gone through some sort of journey where you've used some support and accountability. So a lot of us have gone through that. So it is nice that you can relate. Like I said, challenge groups are the cornerstone of our business. It's how we build our business. Our challengers become not only potential coaches for us, but they also become, in a way, ambassadors of our business. Imagine you hold this fantastic challenge group and everyone just has great results and everyone says, thank you so much. And they have these great, transformations. Well, just like someone that's seen a really great movie, they're going to talk about that. They're going to say, oh my gosh, I had this awesome coach, Katie. I had this program, I had T25 and, she kept pushing me and checking on me and I met these other friends and it was such a great experience. That is exactly what we want. We want to be able to impact multiple lives on that element. And if you just think about it, if you hold a really crappy challenge group, then that's not really going to do much for your business. So holding a very successful challenge group is, like I said, the meat and potatoes of our business. Okay, pre-inviting tips. Now this is really good for all the new coaches that are listening. I know that it can get a little overwhelming when you're thinking about inviting. So what I suggest you do, and even you seasoned coaches, make a list. I am nothing without a list. I am type A. You guys obviously know that. So make a list of everyone you know. It doesn't matter if you think, well, maybe they won't be able to benefit from this, because I'll tell you, I've had people message me that have said, hey, I'd really like to be a part of this program that I never, ever would have messaged. And I was kind of kicking myself for not reaching out to them earlier and feeling bad. But maybe they had seen a post that I had done or heard, a friend of mine talking about it. But you never, ever know who needs your help. They don't have to be super overweight. They don't have to be super unhealthy. It could be someone that maybe just wants to be on a better plan, or someone that really does need that accountability. So make a list of everyone you know. The memory jogger is something that I really like to use. So go through and think about people from, your church, your past, the parents that you hang out with, the school, your community events, any sort of hobby groups, you know, friends of friends that you've run into, friends that you just recently saw at a barbecue, a birthday party, what have you. Write every single one of those names down. You may not invite them all in one day, but write every single one of those names down. And this is where you really start before you start inviting people, because what you want to do is have something to go back to. Now, one of our coaches that I don't think is on the call right now, Stephanie, she's really good about making lists and follow up, and she has a fantastic form that she's created herself, a way to make a list. She makes a list of who she talks to, when she talks to them, what she talks to them about, and then she sets dates for herself in order to follow up with them. Now, when I first started, I just shot in the dark. I would just go through my Facebook friends list and I would just invite anybody and everybody. And then I would forget, did I invite that person? I have to go back through all my messages. It was a really unorganized way to do that. But now I use that list where I go through and I think, oh, that's right. 2 weeks ago, Victoria commented on this post, or she messaged me about, hey, wondering about this, but I didn't touch base because I forgot about it. So having that list, your Mac Daddy list of everyone you know, is super important. Okay, inviting. Step one, the initial invite. So I know, especially for the newer coaches, this can get really scary. This is where, you know, sometimes you feel like, well, I don't want them to think I'm too salesy and I'm not sure what to do. But there are simple ways to message people without coming across as, hey, buy my stuff. So my favorite way to invite someone is, of course, personal message. That's the number one way that I do that. But I also have gotten a lot of results from mass page posts. And I know a lot of you do that, and you should. Don't do it, you know, more than once a day, or probably maybe only do it about 4 times a week. Do it in a different format, and we can talk about that. But the number one thing you need to focus on is the personal message. Because as you all know, this business is built on building relationships, and it's really hard to build a relationship with a mass post unless you then, you know, communicate with them later. But social media is great for the communication. It's not always great for the personal connection. So make sure you're personally inviting. I put a sample message down here. Hey, Katie, how are you? How are the kids enjoying school so far? You know, start with something that adds value to your message. If you don't know them really well, that's okay. You know, go through, kind of research about them. Maybe stalk them a little bit in a good way. But, you know, go through their profile, see what they've been up to. Like, hey, saw your pictures of the pumpkin patch. The kids look awesome. Or, hey, saw that you climbed a mountain last weekend. How are you feeling? Something to add value to your message, so it's not, hey, how are you? Do you want to buy my stuff? Because that's not what we're doing. So make sure you add value to your message. It can be short and sweet. Don't overwhelm them. What I have written here as a sample is primarily what I use almost every single time. And I have probably a, you know, 80% success rate, and the other 20% is usually a not right now. But I always get some sort of response from this. I start with this here, and then you don't want to send this message and then go in and all of a sudden send them everything and overwhelm them. You know, you want to take it slow. You want to keep it simple at first. Okay, so talking about the mass page post. This is where I know some of you listened to the recording I put up this morning by Darren Hardy, and he touched on some amazing elements that I'd love to hear him talk about that, because it's so true. People are going to, whether it's a mass page post or whether you're in front of their face, they are going to look at how you present yourself, and they're going to wonder, do I want to be involved with this person? If you're constantly negative on your page, and I'm talking personal and fit page, if you're constantly negative, it's going to come across as negative, and it's going to really resonate with them, as they probably don't want to be included with you. So positivity and confidence. Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. If you are nervous, that's okay. We'll get to that point, but make sure you're always exuding positivity and confidence in your posts, especially when you're doing, you know, inviting to challenge group post. I always say make it personal. And every coach I talk to, I say make it personal, more personal, go deeper. And one way to do that is to share your experience. It doesn't matter if you've had a huge transformation, make sure you share your experience. It even could be maybe not applying to that particular program, but your experience of, I did one recently that you can see right here as my sample post about how I had this Diet Pepsi addiction. Now, how many people can relate to having some sort of vice, some sort of addiction, like, oh, I used to eat 3 bags of M&Ms a day, or I used to have all this soda, or I couldn't, not have ice cream every single night. There's something in your life that you've overcome, whether it's small or not. Someone's going to identify with that. So look at my sample post and see how you can put something into that. That's personal. You also want to make it brief and powerful. And it doesn't have to be long, something simple like this. Really think about how you felt when you had responded to a challenge group post. What made you want to be involved in something like this? Think about your niche market. What are they going to be attracted to? So if we have a coach that is maybe early 20s, not married, maybe has some pets, they're going to be more attracted to posts that are geared more towards them. So look at your niche. Who are you talking to? Is it someone that needs to lose 10 to 15 pounds to get that extra tone? Is it someone that needs to lose 30 to 50 pounds? Post with intention on your mass page post. Add a picture. I always suggest to add a picture. It's this post that I did right here, the sample one. I actually don't believe I did post a picture because I felt the wording was so powerful enough that I didn't need it. And I'll tell you, by this post, I probably got currently 2 challenge packs sold, 5 new contacts, and 1 or 2 new possible coaches from this very post. So feel free to use it if you want to. Edit it, but I'm telling you, it had powerful words because people can identify with this. I also used the element of personalization, put my stuff in there, and it was also short and sweet. I added this little, I'll send you a friend request, and that was the kicker. That was the first time that I've ever done that because I usually like to keep my private page separate from my fit page, but in this case, I thought, I'll give it a try. And like I said, I got about 5 new contacts, and I've been talking back and forth with these women the past couple of days, and it's amazing what we have in common. And we're all moms, and they're really excited about starting the 21-day fix, and 2 of them have talked about coaching. So put yourself out there a little bit. Okay, so bridge to step 2. We don't want, we want to build on the relationship. We don't want to just jump to it. So slow your roll, put the brakes on, and this is a way for you to kind of take a step back, put the brakes on, allows you to stay in control of the conversation. Now, I'm going to say that again, allows you to stay in control. Because if someone says, yes, I'm interested, how much? It's really easy to copy paste, $160 challenge pack comes with this, and this. Boom, they have the information. What do they really need you for at that point? Like, if you're not trying to build a relationship, they have the information. It's less connection with them. So one of my favorite lines is, yes, I'm interested in the group, how much? And I like to respond with, well, it depends on your needs. This is where you really dig into their goals and their why. And we'll go into step 2, but this is a really good way to take a step back and understand who you're talking to, how you can help them, because you may be helping them find a program at the same time. How you can help them and how you can better connect with them. So step 2, the interview. This is my favorite part. Get to know their why. Exactly why I asked a lot of you, all of you actually, to make a video of your why. Because when you say the words out loud, they become a little more real. And sometimes when you say the words out loud, even as you're maybe typing them, it allows you to think. It allows you to dig because someone is questioning you. Someone's questioning what's going on in your life that has caused you to reach out to me. So you want to hit on all of those key ingredients to what you as a coach are going to offer them. So these are all my favorite questions, and I don't line them out 1 through 7. Boom, here's your questions, get back to me. This is in conversation. I always start with the question, and when I say always, I mean always. What is motivating you to make a change right now? Now, in most cases, I have to dig a little deeper, but some will say, well, I really want to lose 10 pounds because I want to fit into my size 8 jeans. Okay, but you want to know more. That's a reason. That's a good reason. But you want to get a little deeper. You want to know more about them so you can help them better. You want to know more about their situation. You know, asking them what their current fitness routine is really going to help, because it could be something that, you know, you don't want to suggest they do something like a P90 if they're like, hey, I work out 5 times a week, I do CrossFit. You know, allows you to understand who they are and where they're coming from. And then, of course, hearing their goals, not just I want to fit into my size 8 jeans, but what are your goals? A lot of the response I get is, I want more energy. I want to run around the yard with my kids. And that's where you start to get a little deeper. That's where you make those connections. This also comes back to when they are in your challenge group. You can remind them, hey, remember when you told me you wanted to run around the yard with your kids? Let's keep going. You know, this is your job. You're a coach. These are the questions and the answers that are going to allow you to be successful at allowing them to reach their goals and celebrate those successes with them. Another question I love to ask them is how many times you eat out, because I can't tell you how many times I'll have people say, yeah, I eat pretty healthy. And pretty healthy can mean a lot of different things. So if someone thinks that they eat healthy and they have a salad at Red Robin 4 times a week, that can be 1,300 calories per salad. That's not really eating healthy. So you want to understand more about their home situation. Also talk about what does their diet consist of. A big one, we're touching on this, the accountability and support question here is, do you currently have someone hold you accountable and support those goals? And usually if they've responded to your post, the answer is usually no. That's where you come in. And I always ask them, do you think you could benefit from a coach? And sometimes I'll edit that, like, do you think you could benefit from everything that we've talked about? Or, you know, a way to make it more personal. But what I want them to understand and think about is, you know, if someone asks me, do I think I could benefit from something like that? That's usually the deal, you know, bringer together, if you will, because then they realize all these questions that you're asking them is leading them to saying yes to this challenge group and allowing you to carry them through that. Okay, step 3. I usually send them a video, and this is, you know, it depends on what I send, but I have a lot of people that they ask me, you know, what are the workouts like? And it's hard to describe sometimes. So backing up a little bit here, I send the video, I schedule the watch of the video. So what that means is, as I'm in the middle of a conversation, my script would be, you know, hey, I totally understand where you're coming from. I felt the same way, yada, yada. You can read the sample script there. But, you know, I have a video that can really help you understand what what you can expect. Because when you say the word challenge group, that might scare someone. They might think they're in a competition with somebody. The word challenge can be scary. So if you talk more about the accountability process and the support, sometimes it feels very vague to people. They don't quite understand. So one of my favorite videos, I put the link down here. Obviously you can't click on it, but I put the directions in how to find it. But it talks about what a challenge group is. And there's 2 different videos that you can send. One of them I personally find a little too cheesy, I'll be honest. The other one is actually testimonials from people that were in challenge groups, and it talks about why their coach was so important. It allows that person you're speaking to see that other people have gone through this and to see what the challenge group has done for them. So I will send them that video if I feel like they need more information. I don't always send them a video, but this is a really good step to keep in mind depending on the situation you're dealing with. So I send that video if I feel like they're a little confused on what a challenge accountability group is. If they, in step 2, say, oh my gosh, yes, I'm in, awesome. But what are the workouts like? What can I expect? Oh, excuse me, okay. We've got 10 minutes left, sorry. I will send them a video of the actual workout. It allows them to see what the workouts are like. SIA allows them to understand what to expect, and that's been a really big success for me, because then people go, oh, okay, I can visualize what I'm going to be doing. So. Okay, follow up. This is huge. You know, I usually wait, you know, you have the rule, when you go on a date, you wait 3 days. Sometimes you want to wait a day to do your follow-up. Schedule the video. Hey, if I have a video to send you, can I check in with you tomorrow? Great, sounds good. So then follow up the next day. Or if you schedule, hey, they say I'm really busy the next day, schedule for the next day. Say, great, I'll check in with you on Friday. And I asked them, did you get a chance to watch the video? What do you like best about it? What do you think you could benefit? Do you think you could benefit from all that? And that really wraps it all together and pulls it together. And then once they actually say yes to all that information, then that's when you start talking about the pricing, information and details. So you really want to give them all the information that they actually need in terms of the accountability and the details of the program before you start spouting out numbers. Because then they get to see the real value of what's in that challenge group. I always talk to them about, the start date, what they can expect, the expectations, how long it'll last. You want to make sure they have all the information possible so it's not this vague thing up in the air. And then I personalize it. I always, ask them once they're ready to go, are you ready to rock and roll? And I know it's just being cheesy, but it's a way to get them fired up a little bit. And you can obviously edit to your personality. Okay, so the enroll process, you could give them your link. You could also, if they really need help, which I have done before, you can get on the phone, you can walk them through it to your website. Usually it's pretty self-explanatory. Make sure you're always giving the best customer service in this. What I'll do is if they say, great, I'm going to order on Friday, I will then touch base the very next day if I don't see their order come through and say, did you have any trouble ordering your package? Because one of two things could happen. One, they didn't order it. I'm sorry, let's say three things could happen. One, they didn't order it. They said they would, but they're not. Two, they forgot to. And three, they ordered, but it went to another coach. And that's really, really important to keep in mind, that it can go to another coach. So make sure you always touch base with people after they say they're going to order. And then make sure that they know that you're really excited to have them. This is a group. This is, you're here for them. Make sure they understand that, you are really excited to have them, and always thank them for being a part of this. Okay, so now we have a challenge group. Now what? Okay, we always want to set them up for success. We want to carry through the enthusiasm through the whole entire group. You want to make sure you set up your challenge group Facebook page the weekend before, so people have the weekend to introduce themselves. You have a chance to share your story, why you became a coach. Keep that very brief. This is not a coaching opportunity group, but keep it brief on where you got to where you are and why you love to hold challenge groups, how it's changed your life in terms of becoming a coach, and any results that you have had. Always thank them for joining the group. It's really important to set the groundwork for what they can expect. This is how it's going to go. This is what we're going to do. This is what this group is really for. And then I love to have everyone introduce themselves, talk about why they decided to join the challenge group. And that way you can have your challengers start to interact, because that's where the magic happens. When people start making friendships with each other, it's not all on you. Yes, it's your group, but it's really great when people start to interact, because they feel the power of the accountability and support within one another. We want to lead the way. The challenge group guides are very, very important to use. I personally use them, but I always, always, always edit to personalize. We're not robots. We don't talk like a challenge group guide. Make sure you always add some sort of personalization in there. In my challenge groups, I share food recipes, Shakeology, motivational quotes. I do pictures of myself. Maybe I just got done working out, or a picture of my meal, or something where you are also interacting. This is where it comes to lead the way and participate. Make sure you practice what you preach. Don't sit on the sidelines and tell them what to do. Jump in, be a team member, and participate. Also get to know them. You don't always have to stick to, this is what I'm eating, this is what I did to work out. Make sure that you're maybe doing some funny pictures and some little jokes, and maybe if the group is full of moms, throw in some kid-friendly recipes, or hey, I just got these awesome new running shoes, put a picture in, because this is a community, this is a support system for them. Make sure just to add a little bit more just outside of the norm, and make them feel like this is a positive and fun group that they want to be a part of. Keeping our groups active and fun. This is really important. Don't just like the post in your challenge group. Make sure you are commenting. That's where the support comes from. Ask questions, engage them. Also make sure that you are posting every day. I sometimes post twice a day, depends on the group, maybe even if I have a little bit more to share, but make sure you are posting every single day. That's without excuse, every day for sure. And sometimes offering extra freebies for programs like obviously the 21-day fix, you don't have to do a meal plan, but for some programs, maybe offer a meal plan. Like T25 has a nutritional package that, you know, they can follow along, but not necessarily a meal plan. So maybe offer little freebies, kind of fun stuff. Even do maybe a contest or a giveaway, you know, give away a shaker cup or give away, you know, if you find some Beachbody gear, maybe give something like that away. Or if someone is in your challenge group that does not have Shakeology, even giving away samples of Shakeology is really, really great. And then of course, ask those questions to engage them, not just, hey, good job. You know, talk about, you know, this is where going back to hearing their goals really comes into play. Like if someone had said, I really want more energy, you know, great job. How are you feeling with the increased energy? Are you feeling more energy? How are you noticing the change? You know, things to make them think a little bit more about the process that they're going through. When everything kind of starts to slow down, I know that gets frustrating, and I've had groups like this. So make sure that you are checking in with people. Check in privately if you haven't seen someone check in a few days. And you know, it's really important to not get discouraged, because not everyone is going to be 100% all the time. Maybe it's not the exact right time for them. I've had people drop off. I've also had them come back 2 months later and say, I'm sorry for bailing on you. Can I come back, please? Will you take me back? The answer is always yes. Just don't get discouraged. Sometimes you have really, really active groups, and then sometimes you don't. So make sure that you are always checking in privately too. And I apologize. I can't believe the time has gone this fast. We have 2 minutes left. Okay, so really quickly, if you want to turn your mics off of mute, I want to see if there's any questions in the last 2 minutes. Anyone?
Marcel, you would guide someone if they're ready to start to your, you would give them a link, you said? Is that Beachbody?
Yes, you can give them your link, or you could also, sorry, I'm trying to get your faces up here. Can you see me?
I know, I'm trying to find yours.
Or you can,